A big showdown has erupted in India. There's a video that's going viral of the Pfizer CEO ducking a lot of questions about his COVID vaccine's efficacy, and this has gone viral from Davos. The Pfizer CEO is seen walking off. He's asked about lying about how his vaccine prevents COVID transmission. This is a statement that he made on record, by the way. At the back of this video, Modi Minister Rajiv Chandrasekhar has trained his guns on the Congress. The Union Minister has said, and I quote here, just to remind all Indians that Pfizer tried to bully the government of India into accepting conditions of indemnity. And Congress trio of Rahul, Chidambaram and Jairam Ramesh kept pushing the case of foreign vaccines during COVID. This comment by Rajiv Chandrasekhar has opened up a Pandora's box, a number of reactions that are now coming in.
Today we've seen the video of the Pfizer CEO in Davos being exposed over the ineffectiveness of the Pfizer vaccines and being asked tough questions. But it reminds us of the time when political parties in India, particularly the Congress party, its leader Rahul Gandhi, likes of Jairam Ramesh and even likes of Arvind Kejriwal were batting for foreign-made vaccines. No Congress leader of substance has shown whether he's taken the vaccine or not. In fact, they have gone on to say COVID bhi bahana hai, mask bhi bahana hai. Today, shouldn't this entire ecosystem, which was openly batting for this foreign-made vaccines and degrading the Indian-made vaccines?
I think there is no element of doubt left at all that the Indian vaccines, both Covishield and Covaxin, have worked exceedingly well. They have given an overall efficacy of, even during the Delta period, of close to 85 to 90%. During Omicron and the sublineages, because of the vaccine immune escape mechanism, it has fallen down to around 60-65. But by then, we have finished almost in 85 to 90% of the eligible population to have received the 2 shots. So we've achieved a great deal of community-acquired immunity, what we call as a herd immunity. Both the Indian vaccines were proclaimed by the opposition to have a pig issue or calf sera, which was all wrong. I think this was a very unfortunate, unscientific proclamations by the opposition, which created a lot of vaccine hesitancy. I want to assure all the Indian citizens who are watching this program that both Covaxin and Covishield are extremely safe. Whoever have not got the third dose, which is the booster, please get it done. The vaccine program in India has been the safest, the fastest, and because of the vaccine drive, India has the lowest fatality rate per million as compared to the world. It's 1/10 as compared to the world.
And let me introduce now Siddharth Zarabi, Managing Editor of Business Today TV. He's joining us live from Davos, where the World Economic Forum Summit is currently underway. Sneha Mordani is joining us live from our newsroom. She, of course, as you know very well, tracks the healthbeat closely. Siddharth, I'd like to begin with you. You know, that video that's come from Davos, from where you are, has gone viral, not just in India, but globally as well. And the irony of it, the Pfizer CEO was there to preach about vaccines, to preach about the fight against COVID, and here he is being exposed for the lies that he spread.
Well, you know, as far as this interaction goes, the circumstances clearly make for a great opportunity to address some questions which the company chose not to reply, and that's their call. But the larger point about the efficacy of vaccines and the Indian vaccination program is driven through by this development. Very clearly, for a country the size of India, the efficacy of the vaccine and the manner in which most Indians decided to take it speaks about not just the efficacy of the vaccine, but also scientific temperament to a large extent, frankly, in the Indian community. And yes, there is a significant anti-vaxxer lobby, but very clearly this viral video does not do anything for the company in terms of at least communicating clearly about some very significant questions that have been asked.
You know, I want to understand from you, Siddharth, you've been there for the last few days, and I'm sure there's a lot of conversation also about how countries did really in the fight against COVID. Internally, we saw a lot of politics over the vaccine drive, etc. What's the reception like globally? How is India's fight, and particularly India's vaccine drive, perceived?
Well, you know, I want to share one development that underscores not just the Indian vaccination drive, the largest in the world, and we've also, by the way, seen questions around the efficacy of the Chinese vaccine, but I'm not going there. Former British Prime Minister Mr. Blair has been quoted as saying that there should be, in terms of interpreting his words, a sort of digital backbone for vaccine programs. Where did that really start? Where did one of the best digital certified vaccination programs happen? That happened in India on the back of our India Stack, the Aadhaar linkages, and how quickly we were able to issue vaccine certificate digitally. So it's not just the vaccine per se, but the manner of delivery, the manner in which certification was provided, and there were questions that were asked even on the certification. I must remind our viewers of the Indian program and the efficacy of the digital backbone and whether it could be hacked and tampered with. I think this is part of that the hangover, lingering hangover that a lot of people, entities in the advanced world have when it comes to India. Remember that a shameful cartoon in a newspaper, in an American newspaper, which tried to ridicule the Indian space program. So there's a bit of a mindset here, but I can tell you very clearly, India's digital backbone, its ability to provide solutions at scale, and the vaccination program and the certification program is clearly something that's resonated here in Davos and around the world.
And that's amazing. That's amazing to hear, because there was many who cast doubts within, but globally there's recognition of how well India has done in the fight against COVID and how our vaccination drive also has been hugely, hugely successful. No small feat this, and let's reiterate that again and again. Siddharth, thank you very much for joining us live from Davos with all the details of how India's fight against COVID is being perceived globally as well. We're going to continue tracking all the reactions on that story.